Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans, and aliens too, if you're watching this, welcome to the 10-minute drill. Homeboy Scott Popular. And I got a special guest today. And he's going to introduce himself and his gamer tag because you people do definitely need to know who this guy is. Go ahead.
What's up, Scott? Thanks for having me on the show. My name is Mike Bozar. Gamer tag is FF ElvenShadow.
All right. So me and this guy go way back. I actually remember when you came to final round. I think we were both living in Japan at the same time, but we both came back for that final round, and you won that tournament. You won a tournament, and then when you came back to Japan, then you came to FRB, and I was like, wait a minute, it's the same guy.
So yeah. What it was I went to final round the year before I moved to Japan, and I got second place at Guilty Gear Slash, and Juicy G won. And we were like trading partners, so it was like a moral. We both kind of won kind of thing. But yeah, that was cool, and yeah, we go way back. I've been going to final round bats for years when I lived in Japan here with Scott. Great event. Definitely recommend it to everybody. If you're in Japan.
That's what's up. All right, but let's get down to the meat and potato brass tacks. How did Frosty Faustings come about, and how long have you been doing it? And was there anything, before Frosty Faustings?
So this is Frosty Faustings 9 coming up this weekend. So this is 9 years ago is when it all started. I used to go visit, during the holiday season, I'd always visit Chicago, where I'm from. And the first year I came back to visit, it was kind of like nothing going on, no tournaments. I wanted to get everyone together and play, but there was nothing. So I decided that next year when I went back, I would make my own tournament. And I just kind of set up online and said, hey, everyone, I found a hotel around the area I used to live at. And I just said, bring some TVs. Here's what we're running. Let's do it. And people showed up. It was big. We got 100 people. It was really good. So we just kept doing it every year, and it started growing more and more, adding more games, increasing, changing venues. But yeah, I mean, it's been going well for a while. And pretty much like in 2014 when I moved back for Frosty Faustings 7 is when it really started to blow up even more because I lived here. I was able to put more work into the tournament, and I also had help, a lot of help from Super Greek Fighter, who's now, since Frosty 7 has been head TO with me. So he brings a lot to the table as far as production and connections and things like that. So the two of us together, along with his wife Victoria, who does all our marketing, we've been able to really make the event bigger. And we got so many staff members now, and everyone really puts in a lot of work. So, it's really blown up. But I always, had Guilty Gear in mind when I made Frosties. It's always been the main game. It always will be the main game. And, that's another driving motivation for me is I want the gear scene to grow. I want people to play Guilty Gear. I want to get more exposure, so it'll always be front and center. As far as events that used to go on in Chicago back in the day, the big one back in the day was Midwest Championships run by Jason Wilson, Dream TR. That was my first big tournament in Nickel City, one of the old Midwest Championships back in the day. And I used to run my own tournaments even before Frosty. They were not nearly as big, but I went to UIC, and I lived in the dorm, so we had a lounge I could use, and I would run tournaments for Guilty Gear and Soul Calibur and Street Fighter and all kinds of stuff. And that's kind of where I got started running tournaments, and it just kind of snowballed and got bigger from there. So
blossom from there. That sounds like you were back in the CRT days, carrying those big ass.
Yeah, dude. That was all CRTs. Program. Everyone be lugging. Yeah, you get strong. Everyone got big carts and stuff, and just plugging the CRTs up, the elevators, and it was nuts. Yeah, thank God those days are over. Except we still run CRTs for the old games of Frosty this year too. So
you got it. So basically, I think if you were running CVS 2, I think you'd have to get a CRT to do it. Right?
We're running CVS 2, and we're running on CRTs.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yep.
All right. For all you young cats who don't know what it is, Google it. CRTs. It's that workout you need. Now, you guys have a heavy list of games that are going to be played at FF this year. How did you come up with this list? Because that's a pretty big list, man.
It's a big list, that's for sure. So, I mean, basically what happened was Super Greedy Fighter came to me and said, "Hey, I got this idea. I want to just run everything." And he comes to me with this list of about like over 40 games, and I'm like, "Dude, we can't run all this stuff. It's just physically impossible."
Right.
So I looked at the list and we went over it. We cut a lot of stuff and we decided what we wanted to keep. And I really thought in my mind and scheduled it out and kind of just thought, okay, this is feasible if we do this and this and this. We came down with a final list of about 30 games, which is still a lot. So this is kind of unprecedented. We're going to see how it goes. Hopefully it works out. But I have confidence in our team that we can make it happen. And I'm not promising it's going to be like this every year, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how what we want to do next year after this. So,
Right. Now, for people who have never had the opportunity to attend Frosty Faustings before, what treats are they in for? What can they expect? Can you give them some nuggets of goodness?
well, there's a few things. So one thing about Frosty that kind of sets us apart from other events is we have a pretty unique format. We actually started out just as like a 1 day event. We just finish everything up, start to finish in a day. But then we started doing like Friday night casuals and then maybe some Friday night tournaments and actually like last year and the year before, we had like a few events on Friday night, but people were starting to show up like really early on Friday. They'd get to the hotel and they'd be like waiting outside the ballroom. Hey, we want to play casuals, and it's like we're still setting up. So we just thought, well, this year why don't we just give them a full day on Friday? We're starting at 1 o'clock. We're running events all day, so we figured to have some more like the old school games and the team tournaments and some like other fun stuff on Friday early, and then all the like big heavy hitter games are all on Saturday. And we have some also of the really awesome games like headlining on Friday night too. But the beautiful thing is that no games, aside from the mystery tournament, because it's just too big to do in 1 day, transcend more than a day. So you can start to finish in 1 day. You don't have to worry about taking all this time off work if you just want to come for like 1 or 2 games and they're on the same day. Um, and you can keep your momentum. You start the day, feeling fresh, feeling good, and you can just carry that momentum all the way up to grand finals if you so get that far. You don't have to worry about, oh man, I couldn't sleep in my hotel room last night because some guy was snoring too loud or I didn't have a bed or whatever.
I got 100 people in one room and I can't get any sleep. So yeah, So I mean, I think that's a really refreshing move. Just to, like you said, keep the momentum, keep all that energy. You don't have to worry about I can't drink tonight, which is a
yeah,
really big thing.
right. That's the other thing. So after grand finals for all the very last game, Guilty Gear Xrd is over. That's party time. Everyone's going to be having hotel parties, salty sweets and all kinds of stuff, and you don't have to worry about getting up the next day all early. So you can party and you can hang out with your friends who live in other states and countries. And then we got an after party on Sunday at Ignite Gaming Lounge. So that's going to be super chill. We're going to have some fun side events, and people are just going to be able to level up and play. It's going to be chill. So yeah, that's another thing. We also got 5 stages this year. We got 6 live streams, and expect it to be cold. But actually, I checked the weather forecast this weekend. No snow, so you guys are lucky. Bring a coat.
Okay, so everybody still needs to bring a coat because you don't want to catch pneumonia. All right, so you got to be prepared. All right, now we got a new president in the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump, and let's just say, hypothetically, Donald Trump decides to come down to Frosty Faustings. What game do you think he would play if he decides to grace Frosty Faustings?
Oh man, so well, I think what would happen is Trump would look at the brackets of some of the games and he'd be like, look at all these top players. You got Knuckle Dew and you got Dolgarod. This is rigged. It's rigged. And he would refuse that. It's rigged. So he would say, I tell you what, I got the best game. The best game you ever heard is tremendous. And he'd set up a side tournament for this best game, right? He wouldn't tell anyone about what it is, right? But he'd hype it up. It's gonna be the most bigly tremendous game you ever heard. Take all the sign up money, and then he'd split and then say, oh yeah, we'll do it next year. It'll be even better. I think that's pretty much what would happen.
All right, so you said like he maybe he'd sign up as a player, but in some way, shape, or form, he'll be running some tournaments, trying to push his own.
I think he would find a way to get out of paying the venue fee.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. In true Trump.
And he'd refuse to show his badge too. So.
All right. Okay. All right. Now in Chi-Town, an area that I respect, and I think you guys are like really really trill in the guilty scene, and you being a really driving factor of that. what kind of players does the Midwest produce at the moment, and not just in Guilty, just overall? Like what like what's the power source? What are you guys doing?
Well, we've had like a lot of really great players from a long time ago, and some of them have moved, some of them have quit. But I mean, our Guilty Gear scene is still going strong with a lot of our old players that have been the foundation of things ever since the days of Guilty Gear XX, like 2002 and Reload. Um, we still have really like strong players. I guess you can say I'm pretty good. Then we got Black Snake, we got Sim, Chosen Ninja, we got second at Frosty last year, we got Zynek, Faust, and we got Shinson, who's a great community leader. He's always up to help run things and set things up. We got the legend of Juicy G, who, like I said, he won final round that one year, and he kind of vanished off the scene after that. We still make jokes about it. We really should come back.
You never know. He might get summoned. This might be the year.
He might get summoned. I don't know. We'll have to figure out a way. But yeah, we got good players in other games too. You got Joey D, who just won KIT in Marvel 3. Shout outs to Vandy for a good tournament.
Shout outs to excellent production.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we got some really good Street Fighter 5 players like GLB, and we got Cool Kid, who had a strong showing at the Red Bull Proving Grounds. So, this will be a good weekend to really test Chicago and see how well we can do it across all games, because there's a lot of us. So we're gonna see who can come out on top.
All right, so you guys better definitely. You gotta represent hometown. You gotta defend your turf. I think that's very, very important.
That's right.
All right, now, what's your opinion about the FGC and this eSports move? Now, you can answer this separately, or you can combine both answers. It's totally up to you.
All right. Well, I mean, so it's complicated, really. I think esports is a good thing in some ways because we got to grow, we got to get bigger. I mean, I'm a very like laid back guy, and I kind of like the grassroots side of things. But if we want our scene to get bigger and more people to play, we need more exposure, and so we need to get on more mainstream kind of avenues and get ourselves out there. So, but at the same time, it's like I don't like the fact that I don't know, like some people might feel obligated to play certain games that get more exposure and get more money into them, and maybe they don't like those games, but they play because that's where the money's at, And I feel bad for the games that are great games, but people just don't want to give them a chance because they say, well, there's no money in that game, no one plays that game, and so I feel like it's kind of like limiting us in a way. So I would just love to see people still be open-minded about trying different games, and at the same time, still trying to get our scene to grow.
Yeah, I think that's also very important. But I mean, in the same sentence, I mean, you can't really doubt people for going to where the money is. I mean, if you can make a living, and this is all an expensive venture. I mean, if you're actually going to the tournament, depending on where you are in your current situation, if you're traveling, if you got to buy an airplane ticket, not to mention food and board, this is all very expensive. So I don't think we can blame the players just yet because they're just doing what's coming natural to them at that point. But hopefully we both hope that this grows. All right, but let's continue on. Now, let's do a matchup real quick. Frosted Flakes versus Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What's going on there?
Man, I don't know. I gotta give it to Cinnamon Toast Crunch there. I think it's pretty free in Cinnamon Toast Crunch's favor. Maybe like 7-3 matchup.
Really?
I mean,
but Mike, come on, listen to me now. All right, your tournament is called Frosty Faustings. So you mean to tell me if Tony, it's right, the Tiger from Kellogg came down and said, "Hey man, I want to throw some Frosted Flake money at you real quick." You gonna tell that man no? You gonna tell the Tiger no?
I gotta tell him no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat some Frosted Flakes, but I'm just saying, like, if it was just like you put 2 boxes of cereal on the table at breakfast, I'm gonna pick the Cinnamon Toast Crunch like 9 times out of 10 is all. But okay. I ain't hating on Frosted Flakes, Yeah. Tony, I'll take your money, bro.
That's what's up. All right. Now, as a Guilty Gear player, how much did playing in Japan change your style?
Yeah. So I mean, it's a very different environment for sure. Playing at the arcades there, so much high level competition, so much variety. For one thing, it really makes you learn to play more patient, and you learn more discipline. Mainly for two different reasons. One is you're paying to play. Every time you lose, you're popping 100 yen back into that machine. And if you lose a lot, real quick, you're gonna be broke. Uh, the other thing is long wait times. Like if you're playing like in peak hours at a crowded arcade with top players and you lose, you're waiting in line for a while, 15, 20 minutes, maybe longer, depending on how stacked that line is to play. So you really want to stay on that cab. You're fighting for that seat, for that stool. You don't want to move. So that's one thing. Another thing is, uh, you know, grinding like the matchups you're not good at, learning like how to deal with it. You really have a lot of opportunities because there's so many players that play those characters. Like you can seek them out, you can try and get sets with them. Well, like here, there's scenes that don't have half the cast represented within their players, so it's hard, And way back in the day, there was no net play in a lot of games, so and it's never really quite the same either. So I don't know. That's another thing. Plus motivation, like having those cards when you get on the cab and you got your stats and you get your rank. You want to keep that rank. You don't want to get ranked down. You're fighting for that rank. You want to rank up. It's like playing an RPG. You're leveling up, grinding those experience points, and then you're motivated when they have these awesome things like Arc Rebel Cup and SBO. Traveling around trying to get that spot. It's a whole different experience in a lot of ways. So I kind of miss it in some ways. Um, but yeah, those are some of the things that I think kind of change the way you play from being out there.
So are you still like? Cause I know you're a Foss main, but are you as a player? Are you leaning towards top tier characters, or are you gonna stick with your main?
Oh, I'm never gonna drop Faust. Like, no way. He's too fun. And I'll be honest with you, I ain't got no time to learn new characters right now. I'm too busy. Um, I was gonna pick up Raven as a sub, but I didn't have time. But Faust for life, man. He's just too fun.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, now speaking of being a player, at the moment, first thing, thank you for making the transcend from player to TO. But I gotta ask you now: do you prefer being a TO, or would you like to go back to being a player, or can you find some kind of harmony in both?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to find harmony in both. I still do enter tournaments and I do run tournaments, but you know, they're both important in different ways. But if I had to pick one, I mean, being a player is overall much more satisfying and more fun. I mean, basically, being a TO is hard work, man. Like, you put in a lot of time and hours, and people think TOs probably make a lot of money. They don't. They don't make that much money. At least I don't. I made a hell of a lot more playing at majors and placing than I made as TO by far. So, um, but I feel it's necessary because I want to keep the scene, strong. I feel like I've been doing this for so long. I don't want to just give up now, especially since we got so much more momentum. We're growing. I want to get more exposure for Guilty Gear, and this is one of the biggest events for it. Um, but I'll tell you, man, being a player, it's so satisfying. Winning a major is one of the greatest feelings in the world. So I don't know. I'm just gonna try my best, keep doing both, but I don't get to practice much these days at all. So we'll see what happens. I am entering Guilty Gear Exert and Plus R at my own event, so we'll see how I do.
Just make sure you place yourself in the fluff zone. Like don't put yourself in the Shark Tank. Just like here's my bracket. I'm cool over here.
Dude, have you seen the Exert pools? There are no free zones. They're all Shark Tanks.
Okay,
we got
Tanks?
At least 3 or 4 sharks in every pool. So there's no escape. You just gotta fight your way out.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Now, this is one of the final questions. I like to call this segment "Help Me Help You." Now, as a TO, what advice can you give to your guests to ensure that they have a good time at Frosty Faustings?
Yeah, a few things. For one, be aware of when your pools start. Be on time for your pools. Show up at least 10 minutes before your pools. Check with the bracket runner. If you're playing more than one game at a time, be proactive about check in on both setups you got to play at to make sure you're not being called. It'll just run more smoothly for everyone. You won't get queued. We do our best to not schedule people with overlapping pools, but when you're running 30 games in 2 days, it's kind of hard not to, and people enter like a bunch that overlap. So, we're doing our best. So please do yours, and hopefully we have a nice smooth tournament. The next thing I would say, try to play against as many people as you can. New people, people who play characters you don't know how to fight. Use this opportunity to learn and grow as a player and study. Do your homework, train up. Don't just like show up and be lazy. Like, this is a good opportunity because you're not going to have an opportunity like this with so much variety for a while, maybe, depending on how much you travel. Also, don't get salty if you don't do as well as you were hoping. You can't win them all. But if you can learn something about how you played or what you did wrong, go back and review your matches later or something. If you were on stream, just try and have a goal and try and meet that goal. It doesn't have to necessarily be I'm going to win. Think about other things, how you can improve, and then of course have fun, socialize, get some good food. We got a lot of good local food in Chicago. We got the deep dish pizza. We got Kuma's Corner, the best burgers in the world. Don't miss out on our after party for sure. Coming out on Sunday if you should be sticking around, because that's going to be some pretty dope times.
All right, so finally, man, give them some shout outs and some announcements. Anything else we forgot to go over real quick?
Sure. Yeah, I got some shout outs here. First, shout outs to you, man, and all the guys back at Final Round Bats in Japan. Hell yeah. Always some good times back at the Sky Lounge, Hobgoblin, and all that. So, great event. I recommend it to anyone. If you're in Japan, go to Final Round Bats.
Wait, sorry. What was the name of that bar that you took me to in Shinjuku? It's closed now. With the
Rockin' Current?
Rockin' Current, man.
Yeah, man, Rockin' Current was the greatest, but yeah, they're gone.
Yeah,
hit up PSY. Shout out to PSY. Okay, they're still around.
All right, that's the second character. That's the second choice.
That's right. Also, shout outs to the Frosty Faustings staff, everybody on staff. You guys all work so hard. Like, we really appreciate it. Busting your asses. Like, you couldn't do without you guys. Like, you know that. Shout out to our volunteers, our commentators. Like, also, you guys, like, we need you. You're like the backbone of operating and making sure everything, we get all the production going and everything. Like, we don't have enough staff to do it on our own, so we need those volunteers. So we really appreciate it. Shout out to our sponsors. We got a lot of sponsors this year, some really great companies that we're proud to have on board. So thank you for your support. You can check all our sponsors on our website, frostyfaustings.com. Shout out to Arc System Works. Thank you guys for making Guilty Gear Revelator 2. This is going to be so hype. Like, I am seriously excited. Got Biken, who I think is a dope character, even though I hate fighting her. Answer looks cool. Balance changes. The game looks beautiful. Like, I'm super excited for that. Shout outs to all the players coming to Frosty Faustings. All you guys, whether you're coming from, locally or one of the 10 countries where there's people coming from, which is crazy. We got 800 already pre-registered, so shout outs to you guys. Let's see if we can break 1,000 after the door registrants come up. That'd be sick. And last but certainly not least, shout outs to my family, my wife Ryoko, and my baby son Kai, who sacrifice a lot of time that I should be spending with them because I'm busy with the event and things like that. They put up with a lot, so they deserve lots of praise. And I really appreciate it. And here, I'll get the little man.
Bring the future gamer in.
There he is. Here's the little man. Say hi, Kai. Say hi to everybody. Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Say hi. Yeah. There's a happy guy.
Kai, I don't want you to listen to Daddy. I want you to play Testament. That's what I want you to do.
Hey, Testament's my secondary in Guilty Gear XX, so that's cool if they ever put him back in the game.
All right. So I think, dude, that's a dope way to end this, man. So I think it's more about the community and family and just realizing what we have here, which is definitely a good thing. Mike, first and foremost, thank you so very much. And man, it was awesome, man. Thank you so very much. And your kid is so cute.
Yeah,
but he has to play Testament.
Yeah, man. Like, real appreciate it. Good luck with everything back in Japan. Hopefully, I'll be visiting. Actually, I'm going to be visiting in the spring, so I'll hit you up.
Okay, so we'll definitely hook up. All right, y'all. That was a little bit longer, but this was the 10-minute drill. Thank you so very much, and that's out. We're out. Good games.
Rock on, guys.
Cool.